JoshCast. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, I am pretty sure there are at least 2 listeners. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, which is pretty terrible. Dun, 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 dun. JoshCast. Dun, 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 dun. Emotional depths. Dun, 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 dun. Depression. Dun, dun, dun. All right, good. So I'm talking with my mother, and she says, "Why don't you talk more about your struggles with stand-up while you're doing stand-up?" And I don't know how to. I feel like that would be like a doctor mid-surgery going, I'm not feeling this right now. I need help. I'm 34 and I'm only a heart surgeon. I mean, come on. When is my life? When is the jackpot gonna be? Have my name on it? When is that gonna happen? Doctor, he's sedated. He can't hear you. Well, that's right. No one can hear me. My voice cannot be heard. I'm struggling with. I was thinking I wanted to do more political material, and I've tried that to varying degrees of failure. And I noticed one show somebody was doing political jokes, and there was a couple of people in the audience who got uncomfortable with it, and that what I think the fascinating challenge of political material is how can I be funny and smart and not offensive when dealing with political material, because as soon as I mention Trump on stage, any Trump supporter is going to get angry. And as soon as I mention Hillary on stage, any Hillary supporter will also get angry. So that's what I keep finding. And I don't want to be divisive. I want to unite the audience. I want the audience to come together and go, "Oh, this is a sad little Jewish man." So that's kind of where I'm focused. And I don't. The other thing too, I should be more open to help, but I don't want help. I want to be able to do everything on my own. I don't like it when people give me tags, which is dumb because there are really good tags that I haven't taken because I didn't come up with it, so I don't want to do it. I don't want to take that tag, but it's important. But I guess for me it feels like, it's. If somebody else gives me the answer in terms of like a punchline, like the joy of it is finding the punchline. It's, like midway through Indiana Jones, Lara Croft comes up and goes, "Here's the Ark. We got it. We're done." And Dr. Jones is like, "Well, but there was going to be the whole thing with the tank and the blowing up the tank and the little Chinese kid that I may or may not have adopted. There was a lot of fun though to be had." So that is my feeling on that as well. I'm not sure what to make of that. I know it takes a village. That's what I've been learning recently. That I have to be more involved in the community, that's really hard for me to do. I hate the community. Nothing against the community. It's just I feel like I can't be myself around other people, really. And who that self is a spoiled 3-year-old. That's really what I am when I'm alone, and when I'm talking to myself. It is a spoiled 3-year-old child. That is exactly who I am, and it's annoying because I can't be that in polite company without causing a to-do. Transition. I want to get back into singing the sci-fi songs on stage. So I listened to all these sci-fi fantasy songs, music from the movies when I was growing up. My dad listened to it, and so I picked it up, and I picked it up from him, and now we're both as miserable as we are. That's not true. I hope my dad's happier than I am. I wouldn't wish this on anyone. But that's the music that I listen to. And I just find what I like about the movie music is that I in my mind I pretend I make up my own movie to the music, and I can't tell you how many Batman movies I have in my head that that I think would probably do okay at the box office. I have a lot of really good B-level Batman movies in my mind. Although what happens is that I stop thinking about the movie, and then I start thinking about the mechanics of, can he really glide from building to building with the cape? What would it need to be? What kind of cape would he need to have in order to glide from building to building? I believe that kind of cape would be a 747. Then he would be able to go from building to building. But anything less than that, I think he would fall and die. And that bothers me in every single Batman movie that I see. Like, I love the Christopher Nolan Batman movies, but he can't, he's gliding on a napkin. That doesn't make sense. I don't know if this will translate to most modern audiences. Well, like, what do I mean, modern audiences? Like the Shakespearean crowd would love that. Transition. How long is too long for a podcast? I think we're nearly there. I do. I think we're nearly there, but I'm finding I'm beginning to see this podcast as sort of a, like a really, really, really sad open mic when there's no one in the audience. That's exactly what this is. I'm not sure what this is going to accomplish. I've talked to two people who've listened to this podcast. One guy said he listened to the first one and then stopped, and that's fair. That is fair. And another one said that he listened to one of the recent ones and he liked the sound of my voice. So that's, I'm really connecting with people who like good voices. I guess I'm glad. Content, forget that. But listen, you sound kind of decent. Good for you. So that's nice too. That's all I need to do for today. Thank you very much. This is the end of the podcast, the end of the podcast, and the children sing and the children play. This is the end of the podcast.